Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your monthly reading for May 2025. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And we're going to jump right in. Aquarius, first, if you are new to my channel, I'm going to give you your astrological overview. Then I'm going to do your spread. Then I'm going to break it down week by week. I'll pull more cards. We'll talk about some aspects. And then, of course, a second spread. Now, Aquarius, listen, this is going to be a life-changing month for you. Just get ready. And a good one. So first, yes, welcome to the most incredibly historic era making month of 2025. We're here. Very, very big. Okay. Huge, profound shift that is happening this month. It is something that you or me or nobody on this planet has ever experienced. None of us has ever lived through what we're about to experience this month. It's a landmark month. And that's because Saturn is moving into Aries, but there's a lot more to it. Okay. Can I just let you know now why I said that this is going to be a really big, life-changing month for you is because Saturn, your ruler, is moving into Aries, and Uranus, your modern ruler, is going to be incredibly active. So, as if you recall from your 2025 annual forecast I did for you for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I did say this is the year of the Great Awakening. Welcome. Okay, we're here. All right, this is where you really feel it. The age of ascension, the age of wisdom, everything that I've told you, the year of the snake, shedding skin. This is it. Transformation. Yeah, the year of 9. Yeah, we're here. Okay. Interestingly enough, I told you this too. 9, not only is it endings and completions and preparing for 10, which is the year, 2026 is the year. But 9 is humanity, and Aquarius rules humanity. And humanity, as you notice, is changing. All right? And so don't forget the 4 C's I told you, okay? Community, collective, consciousness, and courage. Those are the themes of 2025. Now, why is this such a big month? Well, because A, this year, all the planet change of signs. Very unique, right? Very interesting, very rare. But it's the 4 outer planets, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, that are changing signs in such a compact, compressed period of time that we've never seen. We've never seen this. They're moving into fire and air. We've never seen this. They're all moving from feminine to masculine. We've never seen this. So, and they're all aspecting. Yeah, you know what I'm going to say. So, and at that 0 degree point, remember the world axis, the 0 degrees, the critical degree, the degree of creation, of great change, of new beginnings, the beginning of the beginning. We are literally leaving the age of Pisces, moving into the age of Aquarius. This is big. This is a big month. All right. So that big wave that I told you about mid-March, you were on that big wave. Well, that brought you here. And now everything changes. Everything changes. Welcome to your brand new era. Okay. Now, here's the thing. The third of those 4 outer planets that are changing signs would be Saturn. And that's this month. And remember, Pluto's already moved into your sign. Remember, that's a 19-year process, and you're feeling it. You've been feeling it since November, and I'll tell you about it. And then don't forget, Neptune moved into Aries already and is already here. It moved here, a month ago. But Saturn moving into Aries for the first time in 30 years, now joining Neptune, the first time in hundreds of years. Yeah, you have to consider this special. This is going to be a month. Everything changes for you. Expect great change, great things, great new beginnings. All right. And also, please watch my live streams where I give you predictions, where like outside of this, where I talk a lot more about things that are relevant to you that I never have time for in your weekly and monthly forecasts. And I talk about geophysics. The earth is changing. The world is changing. But you play a part because we're all a collective. That is shifting. That's awakening. You are awakening, okay? Because that's happening this year. You have Pluto in your sign. You have Neptune in Aries. What does this mean? You have great power. You're having greater power. And so, like I said in your last week's reading, how will you contribute to the collective, to humanity, to your family, to your workplace? This is what it's all about. All right. Now, May, there's no oppositions. So that's great. And there's only 2 squares. All right. Piece of pie. Right? This is a cakewalk. This is one of the best months of 2025. And this is all leading up to June. I told you about June. June is not only one of the best months of 2025 as well, but the luckiest month of 2025. So remember, when I say no oppositions and just a few squares, that's planetary. Okay, that's outside of the asteroids and lunations. Now, the first 2 weeks, we're in Taurus season. So you're getting centered, you're getting grounded. Please spend time in nature to realign your frequencies, all of that. Because remember, you're still feeling this amped up energy. You feel ready to go. You are 4,000 steps ahead, feeling very ambitious and enthusiastic and empowered and tenacious. You feel it all running in your veins, right? Why? Because Mars is in Leo all month, fire sign, and Venus is in Aries all month, fire sign. And there's so many other things happening. But the big thing, remember, here's the thing. I drop these forecasts. I'm gonna drop this like a week before May even begins. So remember, at the end of April, you also have that new moon in Taurus. So you're gonna feel that the first 2 weeks of May as well. So wow, Mars and Leo for you. Big focus on partnerships and relationships and legal matters. It doesn't matter if it's career, it doesn't matter if it's love, it's one-on-one. You got Venus in Aries. Venus is all about love and money and creativity. And you got Jupiter and Gemini in your 5th house. I have to talk to you about that, Aquarius. I really have to talk to you about that. But Mercury is going to be in 3 signs this month. Yeah, that's how fast and fiery this, you're feeling it. You're going to feel it in May. But of course, the big news, Saturn moving into Aries. And that's since 1996 to 1999. Yeah, the 90s. And think about what happened around that time. Because Aries, remember, rules your 3rd house. 3rd house is communication. Yeah. Just the realm of communication. So it's researching, it's writing, it's marketing, it's advertising, it's PR. It's important conversations that you're having. It's you being on a bigger platform as the communicator, as a leader, Aries being the leader. Yeah. And siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, neighbors, learning new things, launching businesses, travel. Those are all within the realm of what you're going to feel with Saturn and Neptune together in Aries, which is history making. Now, blue asterisk, remember, best aspects of the month. And if you're taking notes, please just circle the entire last week of May. You have no idea. And this is why I have to talk to you, Aquarius. This is why I have to talk to you. Okay? I'll tell you when we get to that. Remember, there's more in the back. We'll get to it. Okay? Just know it is bonkers auspicious. It's progress. It's joy. It's very encouraging. Okay? And you're going to be in a completely different area of your life. You already are. Look at what's going on for you. A lot of Aquarius. Listen, yes. Some of y'all may have felt, here's the thing. There's been so much activity with cardinal signs and mutable signs the past 2 months that the fixed signs, including Aquarius, were a little bit on the back burner. Yeah. And so, not anymore. Not anymore. Not in May. Nope. No. But here's the thing. You're already going through great change. If you're not, you will. In an enormous way. You're on the brink of really, really, really big change. And again, I'll leave you breadcrumbs, okay, about June. Now, because I still get a lot of comments from you, I have to address this in every sign that I'm doing, okay? A lot of y'all are asking about your sun and rising. And I talked about this in an the April 2025 live stream, and it's in the title, the sun and rising. Just watch that video where I tell you you've got to read both your sun and your rising, because that completes your forecast, that completes your horoscope. Your sun is only 50%. Okay, so you got to blend the two. And it's a matter of just blending the two to get the full story. That's it. If you don't know your rising, I tell you how to get it in that video. If you don't know your birth chart, I tell you how to get it in that video. Everything is there. So just please watch that video. I'll leave it at the end of this video or in the description box. But that, if like, for instance, like you go through I don't know, March, April, and you're just like, none of that really resonated. I'm like, well, did you look at your rising? And then when I have private clients, they were just like, oh my gosh. So please read your rising. Now, your moon, you're asking about too, because you read your sun, moon, and rising. Yes, your moon is everything. Okay. That's why I do lunations in the second spread. Okay. In the weekly forecasts. And I tell you that sometimes the moon aspects are a lot stronger than the planetary aspects, and you feel it more. And I tell you why, but it offers that extra layer. Okay. And I've even given you examples. A lot of y'all know I'm a Virgo moon. A lot of y'all know about the aspects that hit my Virgo moon. And that's the other thing. Yeah. What I talk about here with the moon for you, Aquarius, yeah, it's going to resonate. But when you look at your moon sign in your birth chart, that's specific to you. So are you feeling emotional, Aquarius? Do you feel emotionally charged or heightened or emotionally extreme or even burned out? Do you feel drained? Or do you feel defensive? Or do you feel like your maternal side is coming out really strong? Or your intuitive side? Or is there anything going on with like home and family and your loved ones and relationships? Well, that's all your moon. That's what I say. What you're feeling, that's your moon. All right. So just keep that in mind, because May is going to have a lot of extraordinary lunar aspects, including one that's happening in your sign. So, bottom line, May's amazing. May is amazing. All right. It's really special, but I do have to remind you, life is a miracle. And I want you to remember that. Literally, we have the uncanny, perfect conditions that makes all of this work, that make us alive. All right. Take advantage of everything the universe offers, especially in May. All right. Make the most out of it, because life is full of opportunities and you're going to see a gazillion of them in May. So take them. Okay. Now let's, Friday, let's kick it off. Venus conjunct Neptune. Big. This is big. It's happening in Aries, as you know, right? And because they're both in Aries. And so I will talk about this a lot more next week in your weekly forecast. But it's happening. First of all, nobody's experienced Venus conjunct Neptune in Aries. It's rare. It typically happens once a year. This has not happened in 164 years, where they conjunct at 1 degree. And Aries, 1 degree, just happens to be the Aries degree. Initiate, plant seeds, take action. This is your third house. There's going to be some really big movement here. Okay. Really big movement. You're going to have things to say. It's your third house of communication, like I said, but this is you taking lead, taking action for what brings you pleasure, what you desire. That's Venus, right? And then you throw in Neptune with compassion, spirituality, your ideals, imagination, intuition, creativity. This is a symphony, okay? With Neptune being art as well. Are you an artist? Both Venus and Neptune, little sister, big sister here, okay? This, they both represent music. And so what I want you to do, Aquarius, on this day, it's a conjunction. So even days before, days after, put on music that moves you, that you feel in your soul, because that's sound, right? Sound is therapy. It's healing. It's vibrations. It's why I always say vibrate at a high frequency, and music does that. So I really want you to feel this. I've talked about hemisync in my live streams. Have you done that yet? It's life changing. Okay. You kick up those gamma, your gamma waves. Anyway, the other thing is both planets represent creativity. So this is why I'm going to spend a little bit more time here with you. You've got the two planets that represent creativity amplified with a conjunction. You've got Mars in Leo, your opposite sign. Leo is the ruler of the domain of creativity. And you've got Jupiter, the planet of luck, expansion, abundance, good fortune, in Gemini in your 5th house, which happens to be Leo's domain of creativity. So you have creativity hit 4 ways here. Please use this. You know the root of creativity is create. Please use this. Please. This is great for singers, artists, actors, dancers, writers, moms. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Use this, okay? Especially to build the world that you want to live in. Start creating it. Neptune. And this bears repeating. I've told you many times because I really want you to get in the habit of this. Neptune, visualize, vision boards. Your vision. What is your vision? Visualize your goals, your finish line. Put yourself there. Put yourself on that timeline with confidence. It's Aries. With confidence. Venus is money. Do you want money? You sure do. You got the North Node in your 2nd house of money. Visualize it. Venus is love and relationships. You want a relationship? You want to feel a surge in relationships? Well, you sure do. You got Mars and Leo in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. Visualize it. You've got so much happening this month. I don't think I can cover it all in an hour. Aquarius, this is your month. And visualization, I've told you this, it's not just manifestation and spirituality. It is literal neuroscience. It is literally science. Visualization creates new neural pathways in your brain. I have told you this. Please use this day. Please plant seeds for your vision, okay? Because right off the bat, you got this portal of inspiration and passion and self-love. And I really need you to communicate this day. Please, it's in your 3rd house. Now, or 3rd house is also the mind, you know that. So ideas, brainstorming, am I right? Now, let me tell you something. So one more thing about this day. Remember how I just talked about the lunations and how they can be a little bit more powerful than some aspects or amplify the aspects? Well, the moon, the ruler of Cancer, will be in Cancer this day. So 2 reasons why this is such a big deal for you. 1, Cancer rules your 6th house of your everyday activities, of health, of work. You're going to be, there's something you're feeling about work. Colleagues, employees, things like that, right? Pets too. But the other thing is the moon in Cancer is going to trine Venus, trine Saturn, sextile Uranus, trine Neptune, trine the North Node, and sextile the South Node. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about with these lunations. Come on. So you have the 3 most feminine planets, right? The moon, Venus, Neptune, working in perfect harmony for you to get what you want. That's why I'm saying, please use this. Now, if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising or your moon, for your kid or your husband, whoever, right? Cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and Taurus, and Pisces will feel this the most. And if you know your birth chart, your natal chart, and this is something else that I do, just, for your specific birth chart, if you have any planets between 29 to 2 degrees in fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you will feel this, okay? But it is so powerful. Everybody is going to feel it strongly. Yeah? All right. So, okay, here we go. On Sunday, May 4th, May the 4th be with you. Pluto that is in your sign, Aquarius, our sign. I'm an Aquarius. If you're new to my channel, Pluto is going retrograde. Great. Okay. This until October. Great. I know that when we hear the word retrograde, we're like, ooh, but this is good. Pluto, remember, has an intensity to it. So this is good. Take that time for inner growth. Pluto's transformation. You know, transformation comes from within. So this is really great. All right. It doesn't mean that you're not going to feel the Pluto aspects that's going to happen this month. And there are many. But it's going to feel really good. Now, we'll talk about a lot of these more next week. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. This is why I need to talk to you, Aquarius. Monday, May 5th. Okay. May the 5th be with you. Oh, I'll stop. Mercury will sextile Jupiter. This is the only Jupiter aspect. Why am I doing that? This is the only Jupiter aspect happening this month. The only one. Remember, Jupiter is in Gemini. So sextiles being windows of opportunity, please use this. Please. Jupiter, as I mentioned, luck, good fortune, wisdom, profit, expansion, all of that, abundance. So this aspect is really great for planning your future. How can I expand? This is great for planting seeds too, coming after that new moon and with Venus conjunct Neptune, because Jupiter is the water, right, for those seeds. This is contracts, agreements, travel, business, marketing, all of that. But what makes this even more special for you, and this is why I want you to use this, please do, is that Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter's been in Gemini since May 2025 in your 5th house of true love, pleasure, joy, romance, creativity, sex, procreation, recreation, hobbies. It's amazing. Family, children. It's amazing. Okay. And this is the last month that you will have Jupiter in Gemini, the last full month. You're going to have Jupiter here. You will not have Jupiter here again for another 12 years. And this is the only Jupiter aspect, again, out of this planetary wise. Okay. Because Jupiter will definitely have moments with the moon, which is amazing. But please use this. Okay. Now, Tuesday on the 6th. Yeah, I'll tell you this because Venus in Aries is sextile Pluto in your sign. And we've already had this a couple times. We'll talk about your weekly forecast, but honestly, this is going to be the biggest thing for you. And this is why I think that a lot of y'all are starting new businesses, thinking about that, maybe a side hustle, maybe a side project. Maybe you are going to have an important conversation this week. Maybe you are going to say something to someone. Maybe you are going to make a big announcement. Maybe you are, do you know what I mean? Like there's something here for you. But when you really look at what's happening here, pick your favorite White Lotus character, okay? Because this aspect is all about power and sex and money and secrets. Things coming to the surface. And remember, Pluto's in your sign, therefore there may be something in you that you're gonna say, all right? And Venus is love and money, and this is an aspect all about love and money. And relationships, and you already got Mars and Leo in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. So we'll talk about more on the 10th. You got Mercury. Yeah. You got Mercury moving into Taurus. Okay, so now you got the sun with Mercury. This is good. Here's the thing. You've got, for the first 2 weeks, you're focusing on home. You're focusing on home, real estate. Are you buying property? Are you moving? You are. A lot of y'all are. Or someone's moving in with you. Or there's something about moving. There's something about home. Or your significant other, or your family, or your parents, or your grandparents, or your children, or your ancestry. All about home and family. And real estate here, okay? And so with Mercury out of fiery Aries and now in your 4th house of home and family and real estate, this is you taking a step back, looking at the big picture, your path forward, and being a lot like practical. That's what Mercury and Taurus is: practical, tactical, sensible, grounded. All right. What are my next steps? Does this make sense? All of that, okay? It's all about gains and profits and planning. And remember, I just said Sun and Mercury together in Taurus. I forgot you got Uranus here in Taurus too for 2 more months. And that's it. You had Uranus and Taurus since 2018. This is completing a cycle. And when Mercury moves, or sorry, when Uranus, your ruler, your modern ruler, moves into Gemini, wow. Okay. That'll be 7 years in your 5th house of pleasure and joy and love and romance and creativity and everything else I mentioned. So you still have that. And Uranus does so much better in Gemini, night and day, than it does in Taurus. A lot of y'all moved since 2018. A lot of you moved twice or 3 times since 2018. Anyway, just ask yourself, what are my breakthrough goals? Yeah, because Uranus is all about breakthroughs. And what do you want to shake up? Uranus is all about your personal evolution and freedom. Okay? Now, we get to the full moon in Scorpio on the 12th. Wow. So a lot of y'all are ending jobs. Okay? For new ones, because the full moon in Scorpio is going to be really big. And full moons, remember, are endings and culminations and turning points and introspection, reflection, and things being illuminated. Now, if you are new to astrology, the moon in Scorpio already has an intensity to it. You got a full moon here. You have a full moon in Scorpio. Why is this going to be a little, is because a few days from now, the 17th, and yes, we'll turn this around, we will have a Uranus cazimi. And Uranus, that's the sun conjuncting Uranus and Taurus. We'll talk about that more next week, but it will be so strong you feel it during the full moon. It will be opposite the moon, so it is opposing the full moon. Remember, I said there are oppositions outside of with the lunations. So what does this mean for you? There's going to be likely some unexpected surprises in home, family, loved ones, maybe even a female figure, but also for you particularly, most likely career. Most likely career if you're here for a career, all right? Most likely, it's the 10th house. Scorpio rules your 10th house. It's very public facing. It's career. It's your reputation. It's how you want to be seen. Yeah. It's public recognition, honors, achievements, social status, leadership. So even if you're retired, it still has an impact. Like, what are your biggest passions? What do you want to be known for? Right. So this is a big, big one for you. Okay. With Uranus in the mix. All right. It is a full moon in Scorpio during during Taurus season with a Uranus cazimi in Taurus. But so maybe something here with money and investments as well. And like deep relationships. There may be something here. All right. So just be very flexible, open-minded, be prepared to let things go. And again, for a lot of y'all, it just may be the way that you're perceiving your career. Maybe you want a new career path, or like I said, bringing something else in, like a side project, side hustle. So making room for that, or like I said, a turning point. Okay, just an adjustment. And if you are watching for your sun sign, I've said this, I think, in the past, sometimes the sun, these aspects aren't about you. And it could be the fact that maybe your favorite, boss quits on the spot. And that has a big impact on you. And therefore you decide, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, or now this is an opportunity. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you just never know, by the way, with Uranus. Okay. And that's what's great about you, is because Uranus is your ruler. And so that's why Aquarians are so quirky and unique and sometimes like unexpected and things like that, right? So just think about the Death card in tarot, which is attributed to Scorpio, all about transformation. Let this full moon illuminate things, because there is going to be something around this time that you're going to want to get out. Now, why is this even a bigger thing for you? Is because it will be with the North Node. Okay? Let's just keep it brief. It'll be with the North Node and the South Node of the moon. And remember, the North Node is in your second house of income and salary. and finances. And the South Node is in your 8th house of wealth building. So there is very likely something money related around this full moon. And again, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying something's going to be illuminated, but it's more about you with Pluto now retrograde, you saying, I'm going to make this change, because I say it all the time. You use these aspects in your favor and you don't let these aspects use you. Okay. So it's you that you're going to say like, hey, I'm going to make this change for more money, for more things to happen. All right. Now, and even think about what happened to you or for you around the first week of November, the first 2 weeks of November, because this full moon corresponds to the new moon in Scorpio that we had November 1st. Okay. Last thing I will tell you, Mercury will square Pluto. And so this is why, Aquarius, I just want you to keep an eye on this full moon. That's all. This, Pluto's in your sign. And Mercury, now being in Taurus, it's interesting. It's a lot of fixed energy. Like I said, fixed signs are up to bat this month. So Mercury square Pluto, this is the first square, right? This is an intensity on top of the intensity. And Pluto can take Mercury's energies to extremes. So I've talked about polarities, just you don't want, extremes, but this is a time where, because Pluto's now retrograde, a lot of this is within and internal, where you can be having a lot of questions. Aquarius asks a lot of questions, but this is one of those aspects where things can just go in circles, or you could be doubting yourself and putting stress on yourself. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Remember, let things come up. All right. Stay frosty, be cool, be very open. It's just a little bit of a squeeze. All right. Remember, you can use this for empowerment. Pluto is empowerment. So with the fact Mercury is squaring Pluto, there's some things, again, you may want to say around this time. Mercury, communication, right? And there may be something here with like work and home. There's something here with work home, but just tap into your inner Mulder, Scully. Because Mercury square Pluto is the deep thinker. It is the storyteller, the reporter, the psychologist, the investigator, the intellectual, all of that. All right. Use it. Please use it. I have Mercury square Pluto in my birth chart. I've worked with it my entire life. I am living proof. You can use this. Okay. Now, if you watch for your rising or your moon, your sister, your husband, it doesn't matter. Fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and you will feel this the most. If you know your birth chart, and I'm going to give this a wider orb because of Uranus. If you have planets between 20 to 27 degrees in any of the fixed signs, or Virgo and Pisces, because the North Node and South Node in those signs are really activated, y'all are going to feel it too. Now, and secrets are coming up. Now, there you go. The 17th and the 18th, Aquarius. There's your Uranus Cazimi. And again, depending on where you live, okay? A lot of these aspects happen like right at midnight or around midnight. But here we go. We have this once a year. And when you have a Uranus Cazimi, the chances of sudden, unexpected change are very, very, very high, okay? However, remember, I said you can use this. Uranus, it's your ruler. You're used to Uranus. This is all about you and you having your breakthrough. Uranus is just saying, hey, Aquarius, can you shake things up? Can you shake things up? Shake up your routines? That's all Uranus wants you to do. And it has something to do with home and family, because it is in your 4th house. Real estate too. So just keep that in mind. And remember, it's how you use it. Okay? Remember, use these aspects. Don't let them use you. Change is the only constant in the world. And remember, everything that happens now, you're moving into this. It's with the North Node and the South Node. I did tell you last week that Uranus and Taurus is sextiling the North Node and the South Node. Okay? You feel that strongly the first 2 weeks of May and all of May, basically. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Now, the other thing is, what makes this a little bit stronger is Mercury will square Mars too. So there may be a partnership involved here as well. It can be career, can be love, can be a one-on-one commitment, or it could be a legal matter, or it could be a marriage. So just bear that in mind. Now, if you, and of course, and Taurus and Aquarius will feel this the most. If you have any planets between 24 to 29 degrees in fixed signs, or Pisces or Virgo, or 0 to 5 degrees in Aquarius or Aries, you'll feel it because there's a couple more things happening. Anyway, we'll talk about Mercury square Mars next in the weekly. By the way, Jupiter will square the North Node and the South Node too. All right. Now, we'll talk about that later. Sunday, where are we? Yeah. On the May 20th, we officially move into Gemini season. Oh my goodness. Aquarius, here you go. You're already good. You're already good. You're out of Taurus season, which isn't bad for you. I'm just saying you got all this, you got the sun. This driving life force in your 5th house of joy, pleasure, romance, children, creativity, everything I mentioned earlier. Yeah. And Gemini season is very, I gotta know, I gotta do. So you're going to feel very inspired. It's very stimulating. It's very, I've had the most stimulating conversation that, opened doors for me, or I've had so many great job interviews, or I took this trip that changed my perspective, or I had a light bulb moment, or it changed my life. That's the vibe for the next 4 weeks for you, but with an emphasis on love and joy and pleasure, creativity, sex, everything I mentioned earlier that Gemini rules for you. This is great. You got all this energy. And remember, there's still that element of like marketing and advertising, PR, small businesses, local community, all of that. Communication, big power of the mind. Okay, that's what this is. Mind over matter, expanding your consciousness. Now, remember to plant seeds. Okay, remember Jupiter's here too in Gemini. They're not aspecting, but it's still, you're getting that expand. It's still here. All right. So a lot of it through communication. So please be very communicative. Have conversations. Okay. Texts, emails, DMs. It doesn't matter. It's also all about learning new things. So it could be you learning new things in the realm of love and romance, new love coming in. It could be new creative project or movement in one. But either way, you're gonna feel restless around this time. And it does bear repeating. It's all building up to June. All right, let me just tell you. June is the luckiest aspects of 2025 just happen to be in June. And June is when we have one of the best, possibly the best new moon of 2025, okay? Because it's actually conjuncting Jupiter. Like, when was the last time you saw that? And Jupiter is changing signs. But again, you have a lot to look forward to because the sun is sextiling Saturn. And so there's your bridge, right? Saturn, long-term goals, long-term vision, long-term commitments. Saturn still in your 2nd house of income, salary, finances. So no matter what happens this month, like, there's something bigger happening for you. I want you to know that. All right. Saturn's rewarding you. And the great thing about Saturn, your traditional ruler, is that Saturn, I've told you so many times, is authority, limitations, restrictions. But you've worked with Saturn your entire life. He's your ruler. Okay. You've got 2 rulers, Aquarius. You have Saturn and Uranus. And now Saturn, you're going to notice, Saturn's actually being very easy on you. Very easy. So this is really great. Now, the 22nd, you got Venus trine Mars. All right. Listen, you're about to have a blast. We'll talk about this in your weekly forecast. You know what happens when Venus and Mars gets together, right? We know. But the fact that you've got Mars in Leo in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships and marriage, creativity, all of that. There's a lot of things that are not on the whiteboard because I ran out of room, like the Sun sextile Neptune, which is amazing. But we're going to talk about the 24th, 25th, depending on where you live. Actually, what did I... Oh, whoa. I just saw something for you. Actually, we're going to talk about this in your weekly forecast, but, you know, the day that... Oh, okay. Yeah. The day that the... Okay, so really pay attention to the Uranus Cazimi. That's all I have to say, because not only is that happening at the same time that Jupiter will square the North Node and the South Node, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's a square, but it's Jupiter. Yeah. The moon will be in your sign. So you will really feel those days. All right. Now, here we are. The 24th, 25th, depending on where you live. Saturn moving into Aries around 11:30 p.m. my time. That's, you know, New York City time. Convert that to wherever you are. The first time Saturn's been in Aries since the 90s, right? Big. Now, what's happening here? Saturn's going to be here until September, all right? But Saturn's here with Neptune. Now, that's 4 months, okay? Saturn will then move into Aries again, February 2026 in your birthday season for its permanent station, which will be until like 2028. And so what does this mean? It means from this point forward until September, so all summer long, you're getting a window or a glimpse into what your life is going to be like starting February 2026 and beyond. So you've got to plant those seeds. You've got to have a vision, and you've got to take action for where you want to be when we get to your birthday season next year. This is monumental. I will do a Saturn Neptune together in Aries video, because I've done the Neptune and Aries video, and please watch that if you haven't already, because that will greatly impact you. I tell you how to use the energy, okay? And you can find that. But let me just tell you the sheer magnitude of what's happening with the Saturn and Neptune together in Aries. So this has only happened, Saturn conjuncting Neptune and Aries has only happened 7 times in modern human history. Only think about the thousands of years that we've been, yeah? Only 7 times. The last time was 1703. And the first time that we can trace back is 593 BC. So you see how rare this is. Well, when I say we have nobody's, yeah. And as I explained in your 2025 forecast, so I just said they're conjuncting, right? What this means is that Saturn and Neptune, they're at a club, right? They're at Club Aquarius. They're on the dance floor. They're grooving out, right? They're listening to Wilson Phillips and feeling good. They haven't met, though, okay? They're in the same space. They're vibing off each other. They will meet February 2026 in a conjunction at 0 degrees, the beginning of the beginning, the creation degree, the great reset, the world axis, never experienced ever. Nobody's ever, okay? That's never happened. Yes, I'm sure it has 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 years ago, whatever, like modern human history. So we are going through some times that are brand new, okay? And this is why I did harp on that 0 degree axis where all the planets are leaving Pisces, moving, over that 0 degree point. These planets moving into Aries in your 3rd house. Okay. So big. Okay. Now, ever since the first microbe formed on Earth, I have told you Saturn is discipline and boundaries and limitations and restrictions and life lessons, therefore karma. So you work with Saturn's rules, you learn your lessons, you pass with flying colors, and you move on to your next cycle and then your next cycle, because then Saturn rewards you and he builds you that bridge, structure, stability. That's Saturn, long-term growth and goals and gains and commitments. Okay? There are no shortcuts with Saturn. And so remember how I just told you how rare this is? Like thousands of years rare? He's now in Aries. Therefore, Saturn and Neptune are now sextiling Uranus, your modern ruler, and Pluto in your sign. Aquarius, when I say your life is changing in ways that you never could have imagined, just wait. Just wait until this summer, because it's happening now, but it doesn't really, it's building now. You feel it more in June, July, August, all summer long. And remember, sextiles are windows of opportunity, and they're really great for you, and they're wonderful. And Saturn normally doesn't give out handouts like this so easy. So you're already good, all right? Now here's the catch. Saturn is moving into Aries, which is the I am of the zodiac, which is the initiator, pioneering spirit, entrepreneur, the self-starter, self-sufficiency, initiation, right? Consciousness, basically. And so there is a little bit of what's happening now this summer. Yes, you're going to have to work hard for mastery of self, your authentic self. And Saturn shapes you, okay? And so you got to work with his rules, because Aries is a little impatient and like has a little bit of a rebellious vibe. He's like, I need to go. I want to do this. I'm fiery. I need to go. And Saturn's like, no, we do this my way or the highway, and we do this the long way. So that is the only catch, okay? It's very Mr. Miyagi, okay? Saturn, wax on, wax off. You can't be in that karate tournament just because, there was a bully. You got to learn how to do karate. You got to learn, okay? That's what Saturn's saying. You just got to learn. You got to work with me here when it comes to all that third house area that I talked about. And then he rewards you, and he just builds that structure in your life. And so this is great. And this is wonderful, because he makes you feel fearless, and you feel it. Okay. So anyway, everyone will cheer for you when you do the crane, right? At the end. And Saturn just brings that structured experience for you, and he grounds you. And remember, I said Saturn's reality, right? He's with Neptune. Neptune's dreams. Saturn's turning your dreams into reality, but you got to work with his approach. Okay? You can still be assertive and goal driven, all of that, but just at his pace. Now, life lessons. Now, it's not hit the ground running. It is hit the ground power walking. All right. We'll talk about more in your week. We'll talk about more. All right. But above it all, just remember, you create your reality. Okay. That's what Saturn is saying. Saturn is reality. Why do you think people have said life is what you make it for thousands of years? You truly do create your reality. So please take action. As above, so below. Now, time check. Wow. All right. So, okay. Sun, trine, Pluto. Yeah, that's obviously Pluto's in your sign. You're going to really, really feel that. But that's very empowering. And there is, looking at what's going on for you, there's someone opening doors for you. I would not be surprised if, let's say you're single, someone introduces you to your soulmate. I would not be surprised if someone... if you're working at a creative project, you get an investor, there's something wonderful, because it's happening when Mercury does conjunct Uranus. So that's really great. There's something this is once a year, the Mercury conjunct Uranus. And it's wonderful, amazing, surprising news, breakthroughs that you may have, breakthrough ideas. Again, a lot of this with the home and family sector for a lot of y'all. All right. But in general, it's just like you want to use this. Again, you can shake things up too. Mercury moves into Gemini and its domicile. Wow, you are going to be really out there communicating. And then Mercury will sextile Saturn in Aries. It's 0 degrees. New beginnings. So there's something that you're signing here. in a big way. There is something you're signing this week because you see the day after, the 26th, the 27th, depending where you live, we have the new moon in Gemini. It's a super moon. And it's one of the best moons of 2025 because it is conjuncting Mercury. It is trining Pluto in your sign. It is sextiling Neptune and Saturn. Mercury sextiling Saturn. I mean, are you joking me? This is big. There's a lot of mingling here. This is new beginnings in true love, romance, pleasure, joy, children. A lot of y'all going to be having kids. Procreation, creative projects, even recreation. Yeah. Remember the root of creativity, procreation, recreation, create. So it's a new moon. Please plant seeds and create. What do you want 6 months from now? Right? Plant seeds. And remember, Saturn's here. So you're just, when you plant seeds, you can't expect a tree the next day. Things take time. But for a lot of y'all, I'm just looking at everything else that's happening, even with Mercury trine Pluto. Oh my goodness. And then we do have a Mercury Kazemi the day after that. I can't even. You're going to have, some of y'all are going to plant seeds and you will see a tree within a week. All right. Let's get started. See what's going on for you, Aquarius, for May 2025. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aquarius, listen. Oh, I didn't even have my glasses on. That's why I was squinting. All right, so Aquarius. Y'all are hilarious. Y'all crack me up. How are y'all doing? Aquarius, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread, offers the best overview. If we need to put clarifiers, well, you know that we will. Secondly, Aquarius, you know I love y'all. All right, this is going to be one of the biggest months one of the most pleasurable months for you. All right? So, yeah. Yeah, there you go. There, yeah, there you go. You're good. You get a mic drop. You get one of these things. I'm going to show you. Ooh, you know what crystal that is? Leave in the comments if you know which crystal that is. How beautiful is that? You're good. You're 1000% good. I can't even believe this. Okay. Hello, all court cards and major arcana, by the way, other than the 9 of Pentacles, but let's start with that. This is how significant this month is going to be for you. 9 of Pentacles. There you go. You're moving into this month feeling good, feeling free. This is freedom right here. Okay. She worked hard to get to this point, and now she's reaping her rewards. Amazing. You are working on wealth building, aren't you? You are. And I want you to, okay? Remember, you got the South Node in your 8th house of wealth building. Yeah? And that's what this is. And, this is Virgo, by the way. This card is attributed to Venus in Virgo. Remember, the South Node is in Virgo in your 8th house. Pentacles can represent your physical reality, too. But there's something that's blossomed now. And you're feeling it, okay? Through May. As you move into May, too. Because this is not having to worry about money, not having to, feel that pressure. I mean, this is so much enlightenment here. Look at her harvest. All those pentacles. Remember what I said, slow and steady wins a race? You see that little snail in the corner? Okay, where my finger is? So even think of that as this is a card of self-sufficiency, and snails, they carry their own homes. Do you know what I mean? That kind of energy. So there is that sense of freedom that you're feeling, that you're wanting to feel. But this is, again, a lot of pentacles, money, wealth, things in your material world. That's what Taurus season is anyway. But also you see the symbol of Venus all over again. And she's only one of 2 people in all of tarot that have the symbol of Venus, where you see it. Venus being love and relationships and money and even creativity. So you got a lot to look forward to. Harness that energy. You got the Queen of Cups in the heart of your spread. I don't think I've ever seen the Queen of Cups in the heart of your spread. It's amazing. You see, you got the pair, right? The Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. Let's talk about the Queen of Cups first. So remember, this is a monthly forecast. The Queen of Cups, so much self-love. And she leads with her heart. Remember, heart-based living, right? And she is someone who has a lot of emotional intelligence. She, her feet are in the in the water, right? Very intuitive queen, but selfless. And this is someone that everybody trusts and everybody loves. She's like the Princess Diana. Like, she is that kind of energy. And so it all starts with self-love and everything that she did to get here. She's a queen everyone loves. Remember, you're becoming on a bigger platform. And this is also emotional stability, because everything will go your way when you get the pair. We'll talk about that, but you do have the Chariot. So the Chariot's in your challenge area. Honestly, two things, two messages. The first one, please don't stop. Keep going, okay? Just keep going. That's all there's to it. All right? And I really don't think that... Okay, so here's the thing. There's got to be some movement in May. And remember what I said, Taurus season, the first 2 weeks, sure, that's grounded energy. When you move into Gemini season, you got to move. You got to do things. You got to have conversations. You go out and meet people, okay? Please do that. Because when you look at your entire spread here, which is bonkers amazing, and it's all really good, yeah? You see what's happening here. The one thing is, they're all really passive cards. And you got this very active, let's go card in your challenge area. So that's that one thing. Feel it. Feel it in your bones. Feel that drive. All right. Second thing is, there may be someone in your life. You just have to see eye to eye and be okay with parting ways. Okay? Now, High Priestess, there you go. Oh, and some of y'all are traveling. Yeah. A lot of y'all are traveling too. And I want you to, if you're not. You're going to learn a lot. All right? You got the High Priestess in your crown? You're good. Go as deep as you want, especially during that full moon in Scorpio. That's going to require you to go deep, especially with Pluto in retrograde. That's asking you to go within and go deep. Don't be afraid, because you got the High Priestess, the guardian of the subconscious, in your crown, protecting you. She's come out to say, hey, Aquarius, I got you. Don't be afraid to go deep. You see the moon, the sliver of the moon at her feet, even her headdress, the different phases of the moon. Come on. She's associated with the moon. What did I talk about the moon earlier? And the moon is the subconscious too. Okay. So you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine, and you're going to be going deep. You got the Empress and the root of your spread. So everything that I talked about earlier, right? Joy, pleasure, love, true love, money, creativity, all of that. That's all here. This is super conscious love. Talk about self-love. And always remember that comes first. Okay? The Empress, you got a goddess, and the root of your spread all month. It's your feeling. I want you to feel it in your gut. I want you to feel it in your bones. What are you passionate about? Go for it. She holds that golden scepter. Anything she touches turns to gold. You will have that power. Spend time in nature. You see her out in nature. It's going to inspire you. All right. So this is just living life through. It's passion. It's living life through, passion and pleasure. Feel it. You've got, like I said, you got Jupiter in your 5th house. One more month. Soak it up. You're going to be good. You're going to be great. Did I say y'all having kids? I did. Some of y'all are having kids. She's even pregnant. There you go. A lot of y'all having kids, wanting to have kids, thinking about kids, maybe grandkids are in the picture. Remember, sometimes your sign isn't all about, it's the people in your life. So there you go. The pomegranates all over her gown. Fertility, growth. She's card 3 and the major arcana. Okay, you got 2, you got 3. 3 is new reality. Remember, she's pregnant, so birth of new things, if not, a child. Creation. 1 + 2 equals new reality. Now I'm going to show you one thing. You got the only 2 cards. Remember what I said about the 9 of Pentacles? You got the only 2 cards where they have the symbol of Venus all over. All over. She's got it in her stone-shaped heart. She's got all over her gown. Love, relationships, things that bring you pleasure, things that you desire. That's going to be at the forefront this month for you. You want money? She's rich AF. So is she. Remember, visualize. You got the King of Cups. Now, this is just so interesting because there's a lot of pairing off here. And when I say that, I mean that you got the 2 cards with the symbol of Venus. You got the pair here. You got these 2 that are connected with that divine feminine energy. But anyway, and then you got the pair here. So here, I'm going to show you something. The King of Cups is in your future. That's that emotional stability. That's you being a rock for other people. Very public facing. The Kings, their powers, their energies are more external. And they're leaders, right? Big leaders. It's in your future. What did I say about that full moon in Scorpio? The King of Cups is Scorpio. So whatever you do, whatever happens here, as long as you have that self-love, you're good. You're good. Cups is love and emotions and feelings and wonderment and intuition. Okay? You're going to be great. You're going to be amazing. I love that. He's got a lot of empathy. He's also like highly psychic, like Edward Casey level. So tap into your intuition. But there you go. You're going to be happy with something with career. Okay? Even if there's something around that full moon where it's like, what? Because Uranus is there. Look at what's in your future. Look at the turbulent water. Look how turbulent that water is. It doesn't matter. Nothing's going to knock him off that throne. Okay? You're good. You're absolutely good. Let's get to your stuff. A lot of creative energy is coming through. That's going to be strong. I think I told you that. All right? Aquarius, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. And yeah, let me hear from what. Listen, we're in this together. Team Aquarius, we got this. We got this. This is for me as much as it is for you. And you know I love y'all. All right, let's see. What happened there? That's so crazy. It came reversed. And the reason I say that, I don't know if it's me doing that. I gotta look back at the video, but you're not the only sign that's happened in. And we'll talk about it both reversed and but you got that in your final outcome. We're going to talk about that, but you got the Queen of Pentacles. You're good. I mean, like, money is a big thing for you. You got the North Node in Pisces in your, money house anyway. But yeah, you Queen of Pentacles. What did I say from the very beginning? Envision the world that you want to live in. Why? Because the Queen of Pentacles, she has the resources to build the world that she wants to live in. She can do it. That's what you want. And that's what I want you to do. But you know how she did it? Because she had a lot of confidence and she worked really hard, just like the Nine of Pentacles. Okay? Because there's a difference between saying, oh, I'm envisioning this, I'm visualizing this, and I hope this happens. No, remember, that's not how it works. When you hope something happens, you leave room for something to not happen. You got to say, I'm envisioning this because I know it will happen. That's confidence. That's a Queen of Pentacles. And that's why she's sitting in that throne. She said, I know, not I hope. I know. Okay? You see the bunny rabbit here? Fertility, growth right here. Also indicating that. Even there's associations with the Magician, which you did get in your last week's reading. But you see all this growth, emotion, like feeling really good. King of Wands in your external factors area. So again, it just seems like there's someone opening doors for you, someone that has a lot of power, a lot of passion, big leader here. All right. It could even be like, someone that like maybe even like your partner, your creative partner, your colleague. That's why just please keep your lines of communication open and be social and be active and be out there. That's amazing. You got these two kings right next to each other. That's a lot of power. That's leadership. And in a sense, that's you too. I mean, like, you will be sitting in that throne. Wands are your passions. What are you passionate about? There's so much passion here. Feel it. You got the two of wands. Really wonderful. One of the most underrated cards. He's got the world in his hand. He's standing at the highest point in the castle. Plan. Remember what I said. All about planning. Where do you want to be by 2026? So do a what is that? 8 months? I don't know. Do a 6, 7, 8 month plan. Not where you want to be in a month. Where do you want to be by your birthday season? Plan. Because great things are already happening. Now, final outcome, you did get the Five of Swords. Okay? And so that is your card, Aquarius. The Five of Swords is an Aquarius card. And that's really not seeing eye to eye with others. It's also, there's a sense of like, listen, the way that I treat others, remember, everything is karma. Okay? So it really is like, here's the thing. You see the two people walking away from the guy that's got that smug look on his face. He can lose as much as they did because of how he was with other people. So just be mindful of that, because you will have, Pluto very active. You have there's still stuff happening. Sure. Even though this is an amazing month. So because it's an amazing month, and you see it's going to be an amazing month for you, and a very spiritual month, and a very emotion driven, I feel this in my bones month. Don't overthink things. Don't over analyze things. Try not to get in right? Because there's, some egos at play here with the Five of Swords, and even a sense of defeat or self-defeat. If Mercury's just going to be very active. Swords are the mental suit, right? Pluto in your sign's going retrograde. So have that inner transformation. You're going to be fine. All right. And that's what you want to do. All right. Now, remember, it did come out reverse too. So it's for some of y'all. Yeah, there could be something that you're coming out of that could have been up here mentally, right? Or even communication in your relationship with other people that could have been really hard. And now you're finally moving out of that energy. But remember, either way, it's you. It's you and how you react and how you respond. Okay? That's all it is. You always want to rise above and be the best version of yourself. All right, so let's break it down week by week. Let's see what's going on for you. You want me to clarify that too, by the way? I'll clarify it. That Five of Swords. Jeez. You're going to be fine. Just don't let anyone get your goat. Just don't let anyone provoke you. And just, likewise, right? And you get the Ace of Swords. Big breakthrough. Big mental breakthrough. First of all, you see that crown. Okay? So victory, success, achievements, contracts coming through, agreements, new beginnings with that ace. Okay? Also, there's peacemaking. All right? You see the olive branch here too. All right? So peacemaking after the Five of Swords. So again, always be responsive. They're just, you're going to be fine. You're going to be good. You're great. You're wonderful. Let's break it down. The first week, Aquarius, that Venus is conjunct in Neptune, Pluto retrograde. There's a bunch of Mercury sextile Jupiter. All right. That's in the first week. Let's see what's going on for you. First week of May. Oh yeah. 10 of Wands. So there you go. Don't take on too much. Please don't take out too much, because you see what's happening here. If you listen, okay, you know what? Just don't take on too much, because you're going to feel a little bit of burden. You're going to feel a little bit of burnout if you take on too much, and you're not going to be able to see your direction forward. Don't take on other people's responsibilities. And that may be what leads to this. Okay? There's other people involved here. All right. 10 is the end, though. New beginning. Just be mindful of how this cycle ends. Drop a wand or two. You can see he's moving forward, but he can't see where he's going. It's too many wands. and they're heavy. It hurts his back. So unload. Okay. Now, second week of May. Yeah. We have the full moon in Scorpio and the Uranus Cazimi are the main things. With Mercury square Pluto that day. Oh. You're good. I'm going to see what card flipped over. Oh, wow. Wow, you're good. Okay, so, well, you did get the Wish Come True card. I say this is genie in a bottle energy. You see him sitting there like a genie in a bottle. He's so content. That's enlightenment, too. He's satisfied. So there's something very satisfying with this full moon for you. It could have to do with money. This card is attributed to Jupiter and Pisces. Remember, you've got the North Node in Pisces, and your second house of money, income, salary, finances, but also self-worth and self-value and something within you where you feel good. Like, look at all this cups and the High Priestess and the Empress, and you got a great month, and you got the Four of Swords. That peace of mind. You drop those wands, you're good. Okay? That's at rest and retreat in Taurus season. Stillness of the mind. I love it. Well, let's see what's going on for you the third week. Third week, the main thing is we're moving into Gemini season. Obviously, a lot of other things happening. Let's see what's going on. And Saturn. Okay, that's it. Saturn and Neptune moving into Aries. Let's see what's going on for you. Or Saturn moving into Aries with Neptune. Third week of May. There we go. Hermit. Go within. That's going to be great with the Four of Swords. All right. So it's a lot of not only this meditation, this stillness of the mind, this working with your chakras, but truly going deep with that Four of Swords and the Hermit. Really great in terms of your personal transformation because the Hermit is Virgo. Okay. Remember, you have the South Node in Virgo. The South Node is going to be triggered a lot this month. That is your 8th house, not only wealth building and, deep relationships, death and rebirth, transformation. Yeah. Pluto going retrograde. Pluto rules the 8th house. So have that introspection about your future. A lot of this is about your future. Looking into your future. Can't look into your future because there's too much going on. You got to drop some things. And then the last week where we have the new moon in Gemini, we have Mercury trine Pluto, Mercury sextile, so much. So much. Let's see what's going on for you, Aquarius, for the last week of May. Seven of Pentacles. Interesting. If you are a cross watcher, then you know that card has come up pretty much in a lot of readings. But there's a big decision you're going to have to make. Okay. That comes only when you go within and when you have that self-love. Okay. Keep that in mind. Seven of Pentacles is all about everything that you've invested your time in, your energy, your, mind, body, spirit, blood, sweat, tears. Has it been worth it? Do I need to make a change? Do I see any gains? What is that big shakeup that I do feel deep down inside me that I only feel when I do go deep, right? That's that. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. So just keep that in mind. And listen, if you know that you're on the right path, that's fine. That's fine. Because you're now at that point where you have built where you want to be. But think about how do you want to ascend at this point forward. Okay, Aquarius. Oh my gosh, Aquarius. I love y'all. And then second spread. I got 2 decks here. We're gonna go. I gotta see. We're gonna look at Aquarius. We're gonna look at career, love. We'll look at a bunch of things. And so tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. We have a lot of fun. Aquarius, if you like this reading, it would be great if you subscribe. Leave comments. Tell me what's going on. And next week, yes, we will go deep in the aspects. But wow. Empress, High Priestess. You got a lot of this feminine energy, which is great. You got that wish come true. You got a big old breakthrough. You got a new beginning. Again, agreement, contract, very likely coming through. You got some decision to make. possibly because of this new opportunity coming through. You got someone on your side here. You got to be emotionally you're going to be very happy. Leader energy. You're good. I'll see you later next week. Thanks so much, Aquarius. Bye-bye.